Welcome to another episode of the Ticklish. Hey, don't do that. The Ticklish Traveler. Welcome to another episode of the Ticklish Traveler and his travel tales. Don't do that. Yeah, Phil, they're real friendly down there in Missouri. I was talking to a lady one day, and she didn't say very much, and I turned around, and it was a tree. Cool. Yeah. I ended up climbing up that lady. Hey, here comes the boss. Well, double dawn again, everybody. Hello. Well, don't forget about old Larry Hovis. I was a very talented guy. He appeared on a show called Liars Club. That was a fun show. And there was some other shows back then, the Gong Show, $1.98 Beauty Contest. Those are some zany shows. You want something with a little more meat on it, some a little more serious. It was 12 o'clock high. And then Colditz. And one of my all-time favorites, Rich Man, Poor Man. One of the all-time villains, Falconetti. Well, those are some shows for you. Some zany ones, a little more serious ones. Well, talking about zany, I'm going to take you back to a dance I used to go to when I was in my early 20s back in Fresno, California. Well, there was a very, very small, cute Cajun woman. Anyway, she was from down around Louisiana. And anyway, I danced with her, and I found out she turned 50 that night. So, of course, I gave her the big kiss, and I sat down with her, and we had a few drinks, and she told me that she wanted to see me. I said, all right, here's the number, but don't call too early. I still live with my mom, and we both sleep in. Just don't call early. So, of course, the next morning there was a note on the refrigerator, and it said, Shelley called at 6 a.m. Frank called at 6:45 a.m. Shelley called again at 7 o'clock a.m. And I said, oh no. I went back to that dance the next week, and I told this lady, I go, I told you not to call early. All right, how do you want to do? Yeah. So she started spilling drinks and tablecloth and everything, and the table got tipped over. So anyway, here it came. I'm sorry, sir, you're going to have to leave. Okay. This guy owned the place, or anyway, he ran it, and we called him Chicken. He was just a coward, and he was kind of bony, and oh man. Cousin Dave, this friend of mine, used to sneak in the back. This guy, Cousin Dave, oh man, I can't believe this guy. He didn't want to pay $5 to get in, and he just bought a dime for 50,000 bucks. It was a coin collector. I guess he was broke. So anyway, Cousin Dave, he snuck in. He said, this owner of this dance, I don't want to see that guy in here anymore. Like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So the next week I went back, and of course I was not let into the singles dance again in Fresno, California. So I danced with this woman out in the parking lot, and there was a chicken. He was watching us back in the shadows, and I told the lady, I says, hey, let's put on a show for him. So, oh man, we both kind of started to take our clothes off a little bit. I took off my shirt. She's kind of pulling her dress up, and man, we put a show on for that guy. So those are some zany things that used to happen to me at this dance back in Fresno, California. And I hope everybody enjoyed this. And check out some of them shows. They're worth watching. Okay, everybody, follow.
Tune in Sundays on ZBC. Pastor Doral Silverthorne shares his words of wisdom.
There is a way which that God has provided by which we can be saved. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever should believe in him would not perish but have everlasting life.
Well, again, everybody, good day. Don't forget about old Tom T. Hall. He's got some good songs for you. I don't know why more of these travel people don't mention a musical artist. Okay, anyway, enough of them guys. So, what a day, huh? I went to the library, and there was a Screaming Okie. A little bit dirty in paint and everything. I don't have an ID. I need to get on the computer. Sir, you're going to have to calm down. Sir, you're going to have... I don't have a computer. I need to get on my ID. So, a little bigger than the guy. I stood next to him. Like, hey, man, just calm down. I go, I'll tell you what. I'll get on the computer for you, and I'll find your girlfriend. I don't want to find her. She stole from me, and she took my puppy, and she lit my roof on fire. And this guy's sitting there, and his face was jiggling and jiggling and jiggling some more. So we walked outside, and we jiggled back and forth on sidewalk, and he did calm down. His girl did plenty bad to this old guy. So anyway, manager came outside, and she said that the guy couldn't holler and scream and jiggle outside. Oh boy, he just took off. I did the best I could with the Screaming Okie. So I go back in, and I talk to the gal working again at the library, and I'm here in sunny Nebraska. All right, I wanted to know where the travel agency was. She gave me real good directions. She says, sir, it's at 26th Street. She was still a little bit shaky from that Okie. Anyway, she says, with her shaky hand, it's on 26th Street up here, and it's across from Pizza Hut, and you know where the Mexican Grill are? Yeah, I know where all those places are. Well, it's right next to the Mexican Grill. Okay, thank you very much. And she gave me the phone number, and I go, I don't need nothing. You did real good. So I found this travel agency, and there was an older fella in there, and he was just ordering some tickets. So I sat down, and I asked the lady who was working behind the desk if I could have one of them slice of candies that was sitting in the bowl. And she stared at me, and she says, yeah. I said, okay, thanks. You know, I like to gobble down that free candy because it's free. Anyway, that guy got his ticket, and I sat down, and I was looking at this lady, travel agent, and she was in her early 60s, and it looked like she had, I don't know what was on her face, but it was just covered in dark brown. It looked like maybe Augustus Glunk sneezed Cocoa Puffs all over her face. It was just brutal. Man, oh man. I just couldn't keep my eyes off this lady's face, and she had these real bright blue eyes. She was just a really odd looking woman. So I asked her about legalities going into Europe. And I said, is there a site where I can go on all the countries and find out country to country like a menu, ma'am? And she said, no. She said, you have to go individually country to country. And I just kept looking at that cornflakes all over her face. I go, man, I just wanted to tap her face, and I was just craving a bowl of milk. So anyway, we had a pleasant visit, and I go back to the library, and I said, where's that girl that gave me the directions a little while ago? How can I help you? The young manager said he had a double mask, and his hair was messy, and he was sweating. I said, yeah, that lady gave me real good directions, that gal a while ago. Oh, what's the problem? I said, she gave me real good directions. I found the place, this cornflake lady and everything, and I had a real good time, and she gave me candy, and it was really groovy afternoon. Shelly, would you come out here, please? We have a complaint. I go, well, I says, no, it ain't. I says, How can I help you? Did you find it? Yeah, you gave me really good directions, and I appreciate it. Well, sir, it's right across from Pizza Hut. Yeah, and it's right next to Mexican Grill, like I told you. I found it, and it was really a groovy time, and the lady gave me a bowl of candy and everything, and she was really odd looking, looked like she had cornflakes on her face and everything, and she said, what's the problem? I said, ma'am, I found it. It was good, and I'm going to go to Ireland. I'm going to go see some friends of mine that move big boulders and laugh and drink Guinness stout and eat potatoes and pet his dog. And she said, sir, you're going to have to leave. Man, you can't even compliment anybody anymore. What, what a morning. Okay, everybody, I just thought I'd share that quick little story with everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, follow.
It's midnight. You're carrying old Frothing Slush pale stale ale with the foam on the bottom down a lonely street. From the darkness, a voice barks,
Stick 'em up!
You laugh in his face.
I said reach!
You snicker when things get rough.
I take... Yeah.
It's obvious you laugh at anything. So wait until you see the new Old Frothing Slush labels. 6 different funny labels make Old Frothing Slush an uproarious party time gimmick. Serve Old Frothing Slush and hear the gang read the labels aloud. Listen to them laugh. Watch them enjoy the great beer that's inside. Get Old Frothing Slush wherever you buy beer. No deposit, no return. Buy the 6-pack or case. Get delicious beer and plenty of laughs. You see what I mean?
Well, so we're done again, everybody. Hello. Here's a name for everybody. Lee Jong Ruk. Leejong. And the surname Rak. Just look this guy up. Very interesting. Well, I'm going to attack those travel people again today, and I mean the whole kit and caboodle of them. I'm just fed up with people telling you what to do, where to go, what not to do, even telling you what to wear. Oh my goodness. Then there's that travel expert. He goes on TV and he stares at statues and paintings all the time. Well, this week, I'm prepared. I have paid a professional editor to write me a script describing my feelings about these travel people. And I mean, again, the whole kit and caboodle of them. Okay, everybody, here's my speech. Okay, on with the story. Unlike other people, I like to talk about who I've met and the fun I've had. Oh boy, this friend of mine, he says, oh, didn't you have to sleep outdoors? I says, what are you talking about? Did anybody ever chase you? Well, yeah, when I was 3 and 4 years old. Well, then, did anything bad happen? I go, man, wait a minute. I just came back from Europe, man. I got you a big, thick T-bone steak, a potato, some Pilsner beer, putting it on the table, and you want me to serve you up a bowl of barf. Man, what's wrong with everybody? Gee whiz. So anyway, here I go with the story, because I like to share the fun I've had with people again, like T-bone steak, cherry pie, and all them guys. All right, it was at my dad's several years ago, and we had a visitor there. Sally Kostinovic. She was an old Serbian lady, and of course she smoked. I mean, too much. I was way across the room, and this old lady wanted some matches. So I was, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 feet away from, and I says, hey, Sally, catch. So I whizzed these matches across the room, and hit her in the forehead and fell in her big pocket. I like you, good boy. You're fun. You come San Pedro and come visit me. That's great, Sally. Can I bring my midget and my monkey there? That's very good. They can play with my bird and my pig. Oh, yeah. We had a lot of fun. We were going back and forth with that. And my dad walked in. What's the problem? Hey, Dad, we're going to start a circus down there in San Pedro. That, oh, boy. So my dad put another log on the fire and he whizzed out of the room. So I did go down to visit this lady on the beach in San Pedro. I remember, I didn't tell my dad this, but we were holding hands. And me and this old lady, we got along real well. And I had a very romantic time with this old lady. And my dad was real happy that I went down there and I was talking with this lady. And I had a good time. Well, talking about having a good time, I told Sally, I said, you know, Sally, we got a very famous field goal kicker over there in Europe. Oh, you do? Yeah. His name is Slobodan Milosevic. Oh, you funny boy. So we had just a lot of laughs. So, okay, I was telling this Argentina-born kid this at the Laugh Pantry here in Nebraska. Okay, you guys always are laughing. He says, don't Serbian people ever get sad? I threw my hand up in the air. Are you kidding me? Serbian people are just going to laugh in your face. They're not going to get sad. They never get sad. No, wait. Yes, I says, I'm wrong. I said, let me give you an example how a Serbian gets sad. Hey, Miloše, daj mi cigaru. Nemam boban, nemam cigaru. Hey, Miloš, give me one more cigarette. There are no more cigarettes, Boban. More cigarette. That's when a Serbian gets sad. When there are no more cigarettes, you have to wait for the boat to come in. Oh boy, I sure did have fun down there at the Laugh Pantry. I was Jasmina. Me and her used to laugh all the time. And then some of them truck drivers I told you about. We had a good time, but we had to go in the back because the manager didn't like us laughing. Some of the people there, they even went so far as correcting my jokes. I just couldn't believe it. This fly came in. I says, uh-oh, Jasmine, it's that time of season again. Look, here's the first fly. And I looked. I go, wait a minute. I know that fly. I pointed at it. I says, I know that fly. That fly followed me all the way from Hungary. And the guy working back there, you can't be, the flies don't go more than 10 miles. That can't be from Hungary. You gotta be kidding me, man. Really? So I had to put up with that. And then some of the people working up front, I just told this lady, I said, yeah, how do you know I'm from Minnesota? The lady said to me, I don't know. I took a wild guess, lady, that you're from Minnesota. And the lady said, I've never been to Ohio. I don't know. It's hard to believe how many people down there have no humor. And when I laugh, I get reprimanded for it. Then later on, the same day when all these guys were correcting my jokes, I went down to the Salvation Army and I went down there to help. And the young girl, she said, you got to sign paper. Okay. So I did all the information, you know, name, rank, and serial number and all that. And the phone, I don't have phone address. I live in a box. And she says, health. I said, yeah, I'm very healthy. I can move tables for you. And I start to move the table. No, put them down. And then she says, eyesight, yeah. And this, yeah. And she said, do you have any mental problems? And I told her, makes you say that? As I started to grab for flies that weren't there. I stood up and started grabbing the air. Oh, this older lady come out of the office and she saw me. The girl was just shaking her head. She had her hand on her forehead, and the lady in the office, her eyes were wide, her mouth was open. Some of the people in there that were grabbing the food boxes, they had real serious looks on their face, and nobody was laughing. They were just real serious. And me and the girl were laughing. I was sitting there drinking a cup of coffee, even though there's no coffee in the mug. I was blowing on it. And a couple of those ladies that were sitting next to me, man, they just had real frowny looks on their face. And I said to myself, well, these people can be who they are, these serious people, and I'm just going to laugh and have a good time and share these stories with everybody. And I hope everybody enjoyed this and just have a jolly good time out there and just live it up, because I sure the hell am. Okay, everybody. Follow.
It's all about time and smoke. If you want the ultimate experience, time is it's irrelevant. My brother and I were talking, and we've done barbecue our whole lives. We always had wing night, and we'd watch Cheers. It was fun. We always had different competitions, and then we had rib competitions, and then I bought a food truck, and the opportunity came. It's like, what are we going to do with this truck? When you see barbecue, you know what you're getting. You know you're getting barbecue. So we changed the whole concept at the restaurant to match the food truck. I've been in restaurants for 30 years, and also we get the truck, and when I'm at these events, everyone is happy. There's not a sad person out there. They're coming out, they're not like bumming out they're being there. They're happy that they're at places. They're very receptive to what we do. I think the process starts first off buying a very good high quality product. And then when you're serving it, making sure that it's right and the same every time. Our grilled wings, they're unbelievable here. We smoke them in a smoker over hickory wood for 2.5 hours, pull them off, cool them down, throw them on the grill, and you have to have a nice char on them. The char is the key. And then finish it and glaze it with our sauce. These wings are seriously unbelievable. We have different hot spots and cool spots on the grill. So we start them out in the hot spot to char them. We like to do that with our ribs too, so that when you're eating it, you're enjoying that caramelization. It's low and slow. It's the way to go. My brother came up with this idea. It's called the barbacone. Barbacone! We put mac and cheese in it, pulled pork, topped it with slaw. Okay, now what are we going to call it? Barbecue cone. How about barbacone? I think the other people in the other food truck people were like, shut those guys up. We have a bartender, and his wife is a vegetarian. Chad was like, is there anything for vegetarians? So, did some research and did some looking around and talking with other vegetarians, and they're saying tofu. So I bought some tofu, rubbed it up, smoked it up, cooked it up, we ate it up. Tell you what, these girls went crazy about it. They were just like, this is really, really good. I think we have a home run here. The sweet potatoes, the slaw, the baked beans, now the tofu. The gluten-free person's ready to go. And we also take care of the vegetarian now with the tofu. Culture of the South Side it makes it its own unique place to be. We just started doing acoustic music nights. So once a month, I think we might be even expanding it to a couple of times a month on Friday nights. It's usually going to be the third Friday night of the month to people come in and have an acoustic jam. From 7 to 10, have an acoustic jam night. Barbecue, beer, and music kind of goes like hand in hand to me. We're also doing something a little more interesting as comedy night. So we're trying to do that once a month also. We're bringing an improv group coming in, and they bring their friends in and enjoy and have fun and laugh. Sticking local on the beer market, that's what people are looking to have. We have it's a bigger brand on there, full pint. We put on their Chinook, and You know, it's kind of like Yingling. You can't pull it off. People come in for that. Working with Grist House Brewing also, and we're putting some of their different flavors on, and people are seeking them. When you come down and experience Southside Barbecue, you're going to find out to have a good time, relaxed atmosphere. You're going to find a great drink. You're going to find a local beer. And on the food end, you're going to find something that's made with passion and made with pride. So with those three things, when you come to Southside Barbecue, that's what you're going to experience. And then you're going to leave here going, wow, that was really good. I can't wait to get back.